Okay.
When last we left our intrepid party, we were a different party. We actually had every plan to play the normal campaign today, but unfortunately, literally a last-minute change, I guess a last hour change if we're going to the literal range, led to us not being able to do that. But we kind of wanted to play anyway, so we're going to do kind of a shortish, fun-ish improv session continuation, continuing the adventures of Lord Kaimota Irobar and lore of Boulderfist. Oops, hang on. So, there we go. We are still in the dungeon, southwest of Redmore, where we are pursuing some strange and unusual noises that we've been hearing. We're not actually sure what's up with that. Now, I guess I look down the corridor. What do I see, Gio?
I don't know.
Oh, crap! We're screwed now.
No, actually, I didn't actually see the video for what happened the previous session. So this may be radically different than what happened, what is going to happen, but who cares? This is all improv theater.
That's the point.
Oh,
that episode hasn't gone live yet, has it?
Correct. I haven't had time to edit it together.
Yeah, which is why I haven't seen it.
Did I miss one?
No. Okay. Plus, I do have a couple of weeks built up. Yeah. Anyway. Alright, so, you look down the corridor, and you have been hearing some type of strange noise. What was this strange noise?
It sounded like people moving.
Okay, you chuckleheads.
Like someone...
What's amusing is I couldn't see him doing it.
I couldn't either. I was looking over here, and my monitor's over here, so I'm like...
I looked up, and both of you were sitting there going,
I didn't realize Guido was doing it.
Just for that, the corridor is 500 feet long.
Oh, God!
No.
So, what? I'm just going to take a picture and send it to you guys.
Okay. Voices. We were hearing, like, people going further in. And there shouldn't be anyone else in here, so we were investigating.
Yes, and what were they saying?
That's a good damn question. They were saying...
Was it just incoherent?
Or they were possibly saying...
Great. It's probably not that last one.
Probably not, but it could be. You are the GM.
Could be.
You could decide that.
No, we're not going to go cross-universe just quite yet.
Ooh.
No, we're not going to do that yet. Okay, so yes, you hear that coming from down the corridor, and it's echoing down the walls, so it's rather loud, but it's indistinct. You know, it's that thing where there's so many people that's so far away you can't quite make out what they're saying, but it is a host of voices. But of course, the corridor bends, so you can't quite see what's causing that. But you don't think it's straight on the other end of the bend, though. It's way too far away for that. Oh, and you have an Olthoi with you, don't you? One called, was it Click Click? Click Click?
I think it was Tiplick. Or Tick Click.
Well, the note here,
Tick Click, thank you.
Text here I have says Click Click Tick.
Well, whatever.
Click Tick. It's like Click Tick.
It is an Olthoi with a truncated name.
Okay.
As all Olthoi have.
And so that Olthoi is just going to be tagging along for right now, since we have a short session. But you grab up the dwarf, I'm assuming, however you had bound him last time.
I'm like, look,
and
hang on real quick. Slam him into the wall.
Ow!
Is there anybody else in here?
I don't know! Not that I know of.
You sure? You lying to me? Hang on, I'm going to roll to see if he's lying to me.
Okay.
Without even looking at the dice, I'm going to assume he's lying.
Okay.
I'm going to say, if you don't stop lying to me, it's going to end painfully. And I start, like prepping a fire spell in my hand.
He says, I promise you... Oh my god, you're going to brand him, aren't you? I promise you, I haven't seen anyone in here. I didn't even go all the way in here. There's many layers to this particular facility.
Wait, do onions have layers?
Onions do have layers.
Do ogres have layers?
Ogres are like onions.
Okay. I drop him. We're good.
Okay.
He's on the level.
That settled.
I rolled a 17.
A 17.
Was he telling the truth?
Well, you think it's a half-truth, perhaps. That's the read you get at him. Maybe like, he, as far as you know, he doesn't think there are any in here, but the fact that you're pointing out voices does not there's a flicker of recognition. All right, now I've got to see this particular text.
It is very flattering.
Great.
I'm over here somewhere.
That's my view, because otherwise the camera doesn't.
Yeah.
You should just grab that photo, and when you edit it, just replace your entire
Replace
portrait
my thing with that.
with just a tripod. Anyway, you think that perhaps he knew about these particular voices you're talking about, but
He did he?
apart from that, you think he's about as clueless as what in the world is causing it as you are.
All right. Well, I'm kind of cautious at this point, especially since I'm in a situation I don't know, and I'm actually already kind of low on health, and I'm still coughing and wheezing from the fire I started. So I'm
Oh,
like,
are you both like down slot or mana and health?
a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Okay, that's actually useful.
I
to
actually
know,
still
don't
have my notes right there from last session.
you? Okay, so that's the read you get off of him.
Okay, so I'm gonna hand him over to Ticklick and be like, "Can you hold this, please?"
No,
Yes.
and it grabs him.
Oh, right.
That was the other note I had about this particular old
Yes,
boy.
the Olthoi had gotten the trait of whatever that's called.
Gotcha.
Says the wrong thing. Okay. Well, we've been making a lot of noise.
Yes.
So I'm going to turn to my esteemed comrade and be like, do you know Vanish by chance?
Stand by. Yes.
Stand
In
by.
fact, I do.
How many rounds does that go up to? I don't think it's a lot.
I should pull up the spells because I'll need this as well. Okay. It renamed the untitled document Lord's clothing is falling apart because that was the first note I had.
My claws! My claws!
Where is your... Oh, that's right. It's in a different folder.
Okay.
We'll say you have Vanish right now to avoid...
No, he does.
No, I do. I'm trying to read it through.
Hang on, I'll pull it up real quick.
Is it a
Okay.
medium spell?
Yes. May cast on a number of targets equal to spell level divided by 5, minimum of 1. Target gains stealth, being effectively invisible for the duration. Items, spells, and creatures that would ignore stealth ignore this. Behaves as per usual stealth rules. Lasts 1 time spell level rounds in combat. 1 time spell level minutes out of combat.
That is actually what I was expecting. Good.
Can be maximized to increase the duration to 2 times spell levels.
Okay, so you could effectively get... You'd have to cast it multiple times, but you could get multiple people.
So yeah, I'm going to turn to my esteemed comrade. I'm going to look. My thinking, we have 2 options. I know you can't see me gesturing because I'm behind a stand, but either you cast it on just me, and then it's going to last a while, right? So I just kind of hang back, and I follow you, rolling stealth constantly. I'm your backup. You follow? If something goes wrong, I got a sneak attack, doom, ready for you.
Question
Or
for you.
you hit all of us, and we move as a group and try to stay stealthed. I don't know what your mana pool's like, but
I wouldn't be able to do the group.
well, I'm sorry. I guess there's a third option now that I think about it. You hit yourself and myself, and we trust our Olthoi friend with our dwarven friend.
Yeah, you can actually just have them hang back if you like, so effectively you two are the only ones who are doing the stealthing until you tell them to come forward. To make it easy.
But either way,
Question
it's up
for
to
the
you.
question for the setting creator.
Who's that? Oh, right.
So in the text it says I can maximize it to double the duration.
Mm-hmm.
I also have the metamagic feat of extend spell.
Does that have anything that says you can't maximize and do that? Because I usually put that in the metamagic fiends, like like dog bark. If you added dog bark to a spell, it can't be maximized.
And looking at the meta magic feats here,
I'm
for
pretty sure
extend,
he can't do what he's wanting to do.
Yeah, I'd say basically that's basically a double and then another double on
What
it.
the hell is my rule set? There it is. God. It's under M.
Yeah, so it's going to cost a lot, but you could effectively have it. He could effectively have it for what level are you guys?
4.
So you could effectively have it for 16 minutes.
Did I not write down the meta magics? Oh, there's the meta magic. There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually specifically wrote into intensify it does not stack with maximizing, so everything else does.
Yeah, so he can get a 16-minute vanish off if he pays 3 maximized cost.
So yeah, you can totally maximize it and extend it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's just an option.
If you're going to do that, you're probably going to do that just on me, I imagine, because that's
Yes.
going to probably nuke your mana. So that's up to you. So suddenly, there's this alien creature from beyond the grave. Oh god, it's gonna get me.
It's the thing.
It's the thing, yes.
Oh, I like your
What?
super fancy script
For Lord Kaimota? I guess you haven't seen this screen, have you?
No.
Yeah, there's him, there's me, and of course the GM over here doesn't get a logo, because why would he need one? I mean, really.
He's a logo.
He's the GM.
Yeah.
He's all the power.
That's where you say mwahaha.
Oh wait.
So I can't hear anything, guys, but that looked really funny.
It was amusing. It was highly amusing.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotta go read a bedtime story to the kid. So, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Sorry I was
Good
both
night.
late and not here.
I like
That's
your shirt,
fine.
by the way.
Guido says he likes your shirt.
Oh,
All I can see
you
is
should. I
sarcasm,
think your
but-
wife bought it for me.
Sarcasm is a body's natural defense against stupid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your wife bought it for me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'll let her
I
know
wore
that
the
you're
other
wearing
one.
it.
I've been wearing it as a sleep shirt for like the last 3 days.
Oh, did the heating get fixed by the way? I guess.
Yes. I now have gas at my house.
Hey.
Yes.
Okay.
I also stole a heater to put in my room because it's 65 degrees out here. You guys still have the AC on.
Look, I'm not going to say anything. I also have the fan on me.
Yes. It's 65 degrees outside and you
She
have
doesn't
the
like
AC
cold
on.
for some reason. I don't understand this.
The AC hasn't even been kicking on for like 5 degrees now.
Are we back?
So having... Oh yeah, let me switch scenes here. So having braved the... Oh wait, we're still debating our options. Lord Kaimota.
Right. So, if I was to do the maximized duration, it would be 18 mana of my 26.
Damn.
But that's like 16 minutes of stealth, though.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to force you to do that. That is up to you. That would allow me to do a few... Okay, so... That would enable me to start doing stealth spells, which means I wouldn't necessarily lose stealth upon casting. So that's the advantage I was thinking. I wanted to mention that this isn't just about sneak attack. This is about being able to stay out of it and support you from the shadows if we start fighting something that we're not ready for.
Yeah, the problem is if we start fighting and I have no mana,
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm kind of...
It's a shame that the GM won't let me have a vial of I can't think of it, Menhir liquid on here.
A vial of what? Liquid?
It's something you guys have never actually encountered. It restores
Yeah,
MP.
That's okay. It's a mana potion.
Yeah, it's a monopoly.
Well, I mean, you are at the start of the dungeon, so who knows? You may actually find stuff in the dungeon.
I guess that's true. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna request that or even require that of you. I'm just laying out options. Of course, I guess the fourth option at this point is let's just go. Do it live.
I think I should hold off on casting Vanish until we know there's a threat.
Okay. So,
Also, Zagmus, you said you had reviewed my equipment on Kaimota.
I had.
Did you
but
have any?
honestly, I don't remember right now. Hang on. Let me pull up that email.
I can relink it to you if you need.
If you could, real quick, because I get 1,000 emails a day.
I believe it.
I think I actually get about 100 emails a day, without exaggeration.
And once you answer the questions about the board, you've got a couple left.
Okay, where's that gear? So we go forward. Are we leaving the two behind?
There's a little alcove that you can lead them in if you really want to. And
Oh, I just want to make sure he's safe. I honestly have no ill will towards the dwarf right now, although I'm not going to let him know that. I just want to make sure they're both safe.
you get the feeling he's not... I mean, you left him with an Olthoi, so if something takes that out, then you probably don't want to be there anyway.
Okay, so...
Point.
Yeah, so let's shove him over to the side and be like, look. And I'm going to produce something that I actually do have on my person.
Okay.
It's a little one-use signal gem.
Okay.
And what I'm actually doing is I'm producing two.
Okay.
They're like little D10s, and I'm like, here.
Because what do these do?
Just use it if you need me. And then I put the other one kind of tucked into a little pocket in my...
Collar.
Yeah, collar. Sorry, I don't know why I'm this high up. Into my collar, so that it'll make a sound that's pretty quiet. It's not like... but it will alert me. Pretty much like that.
A little chime, perhaps.
Yeah, just ding. Pretty innocuous. That'll let me know that someone's utilized it.
Okay.
Either that, or I could give the little bell to the Olthoi.
You could. It's up to you. I would be okay with not being in proximity to that bell right now, I'll be honest. The Eye of Baradur.
The Olthoi says that it will gladly take the bell.
Okay. I'll retrieve my expensive little item then.
Okay. The Olthoi says, break a leg.
I would rather not. Oh, you mean... God, right.
All right, so you... Did you decide to do the vanish or not? Sorry, I forgot.
No.
No, we're holding off
You're gonna
until
hold off.
we can
Okay.
determine if there's a threat.
I am going to
So you
legit
leave-
roll stealth, though, as we're going down.
Okay, yeah, if you both want to roll some stealth to try and be naturally stealthy, you can.
11.
If you don't care about doing that kind of stuff, Lord Comatai, then you can just be royal and flowing and go up there.
I
Without
think
even bothering them.
I'm more inclined to just simply
Make sure that you enter the room with a presence.
yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely more Daracost.
Okay. Well, if you like, instead of stealth, you can roll intimidation.
To stomp down.
Yeah, you know, if to enter the room.
Oh, no, he's got to do the
Presence,
arms cross
charisma
thing,
check.
'cause He's like...
Yeah, you try to make yourself look like you're just gliding forward.
So that's going to be a 17.
Oh, very good. You look very imposing.
I'm behind
As
him.
meanwhile, Lore is sitting there going into a ninja stance as if this might actually help.
I'm not
what
very
did you get
experienced
total?
with stealth. I got 11 total.
11. Oh, that's not too bad. This is the compressed rolls, remember?
That's true. Real
It's
quick,
not actually too bad.
Guido, I remembered the one thing I wanted to bring to your attention, which is one of the reasons why I look at that. I want to know how the bracelet works.
Let's see, bracelets. Oh, yeah, that was what I wanted to talk to you guys about.
Yeah.
So, Daracost having the equipment that makes them, a tank and whatnot, I was wanting something that could regenerate or grant bonus mana.
Regenerate or
can't-
grant bonus mana. Okay, I've got
Right.
something for you then. If it's
Okay.
you said it's in bracelet form.
So what I had pictured is kind of a barbarian-esque bicep
Okay.
thing.
Okay. So I've got something for that then. So what this thing will do is it's not going to be like an instant thing, but it will gradually give you mana back much faster than you would normally get some.
Okay.
Assuming that there is actually mana in the area. Those normal rules still do apply, which is generally everywhere, but just in case. So what happens is that
Oh, wait,
that's the wrong one. It's the wrong regeneration type. a couple of regeneration things. Sorry, I'm actually repurposing a hit point regen thing. But instead, this is going to be mana. Let me get to the R section.
R for mana.
Okay. So, while you are wearing this, every 10 minutes, you can roll a d6 and regain that much mana. And this is assuming that you of course, can get mana. And, yeah, that's about it. Actually, yeah, that's about it. I mean, it seems very simple, but actually very, very powerful. It allows a Derricos to essentially keep going all throughout the day, instead of normal spellcasters where they have to spend all their mana and then stop, and they're done for the rest of the day until they take a rest.
And that would be a very Derricos thing, especially since you've been stripped of most of your real mech, basically, in armor. It makes sense the thing you would keep, like you would insist on keeping, is like, okay, no, I need to keep my mana, guys.
This keeps, and generally with the Derricos, I'm sorry, I'm like spewing out lore that seems to make sense to me.
The lore of the city.
Yes.
Okay, so
there's nobody here who could do that.
Since I couldn't hear you through the dogs barking, all I got was every 10 minutes roll a d6, and then
you regain that much mana.
Okay.
Yes. So generally used to, you'll probably be capped a lot of the time, although generally Derricos have actual active magic defenses that may use the mana, so
Okay.
that's what keeps that going generally.
Okay. And that's in-game or... Yeah, it'd have to be in-game.
Yeah, in-game,
so.
10 minutes time. So if you want to, you can take a break for 10 minutes and start regaining mana if you really need to. So assuming you're not just doing constant battling or using mana, you will probably be at a fairly high mana rate.
Okay.
All right. So you two continue down the corridor, and the whisperings and the mutterings of the voices are still a bit indistinct. And they don't seem to be getting much louder. It's almost like they're almost ambient at this point in time. And you look around the left corner, and you can see another hallway going to the right, and the one continuing straight down. And then about 10 feet forward, just to the left, there seems to be a room, and you can just make out what seems to be some scuffled up marks on the floor, like something heavy was moved in and out of the room to the left. So you've basically got three options. Go to the right, go forward, or go to the left into a room.
Any indication of where whatever was dragged out went?
Well, go ahead and make me... So this is something in 5th edition. I don't know if we used it last time. It was an intelligence investigation check. And this is kind of the Sherlock Holmes thing to kind of intuit the clues from your surroundings. What have you
18.
got? 18. Okay.
6.
So, 6. Okay. You're like, something was probably dragged in and out of here at some point in time.
I say that with like an air of just...
Yeah.
After
I
like
will give you this lore, probably not very recently, based on the dust covering on the floor.
Something was moved over there.
Lord Kamatai, you actually know what this is, because the markings match things that you've seen before in Derricos society. They have transportation for various types of supplies and whatnot, and generally they're on these hovering types of sleds, for the lycanthropes or whatnot to move around. And you've seen this mark before when something has been dropped off of it and dragged back on it. And so what you think probably happened is that happened right there, and then it got moved back on it and then carted further throughout the facility. So something was probably moved out of that room, although haven't gone over to the room yet, so what that could be is only a guess at this point in time.
Okay. So it doesn't actually look like it came out of one of the rooms. It fell off something.
It was probably carted out of that room.
Okay.
Fell off at that point in time, and then got moved to somewhere else.
Okay.
It's been way too long for those little hover sleds to make any marks that are distinguishable now.
Well, so I want to look inside the room and see if I can identify anything in there that would help me determine what was removed from the room.
Okay. You look into the room and you see what is, for all intents and purposes, some sort of makeshift shrine to the Daracost. There is a lot of items, some very common mundane things that you'd recognize that really have no actual huge significance, piled up into this semicircle at the end, where there is some more marks of things that have been moved around, heavy material, and there's just a little statue of a half-broken Daracost standing on top of a pile of rubbish, some fairly recently extinguished candles around it, and a pile of bones in the corner that looks like they've been swept over there. Very old, obviously.
I rolled to not sneeze. Damn.
Okay.
I rolled well.
Good job.
Can I identify the race for the bones?
Yeah, go ahead and make me either an intelligence. So medicine is generally wisdom, but I generally let people use either wisdom or intelligence for it to identify things like that.
So that'll be a wisdom,
Okay.
which makes that a 15.
15. Okay. Well, you look up there and you're like, it's one of the servitor races. You think this one?
Well, nope. Don't
Yeah.
even care.
Yeah, not any type of Daracost. You're like, that looks like a servitor race.
Yeah, as soon as I make that realization, I lose all interest in this room.
Okay. Not a construct, though, an actual flesh and blood type.
Yeah.
Okay. But it looks like it, and you think for some reason maybe deserve these servitor races have made some sort of makeshift shrine to the Daracost here. Fairly recently used.
What the lesser races do is so below the Daracost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it wasn't for the Cataclysm, they'd still be working for us. So,
Well, at least these still somewhat know their place, perhaps. Okay.
so I'll just turn to lore, and there's nothing of value here.
I don't respond audibly because I'm still stealthing, but I kind of give a nod.
Okay. So you're like, I think we've gleaned all we want to about this room, and you turn to leave. Okay. So you basically have two options, left or right. The left corridor looks like it goes down further a long ways. The right one looks like it goes into some sort of... So since you're a Daracost, I'll just give this to you. You think what you've basically stumbled upon are the lower servant living area. As you look to the right, and these are the servitor race washrooms. You go look around another corner, it's like, this is where they fed themselves, that kind of stuff. So this seems immediately familiar to you. A lot more dated, but still familiar architecture, layout, design, etc. You would know that there would be an upper stairs going to where the non-servitor races actually worked and did other things.
Upper levels or lower levels?
Upper levels in this case.
Okay.
I apologize if that doesn't make sense based on the previous events, but it's upper levels now. You went like way down, then you're going back up. Okay.
So I suggest we move in that direction, because if there is anything of value, it's going to be... How would I word that? It's not going to be where the lessers spent time.
Nobody who was important spent time around here.
There we go. Yes.
There we go. Okay. So, You find the stairways to go up, not extremely hard to do. Looks like this place has been traveled actually fairly recently. You see down at the bottom of the steps that the dust has been set aside by foot traffic and such. So there's probably been a good number of people here very recently. So you head up and come to a much more extravagant area. This is the actual, if it wasn't so dusty and old and somewhat powered down, this is where you would actually want to stay if you were living here. It's not, you look around and there are some very hastily surrendered possessions scattered all over the place, mainly some notes and whatnot when you come into the first floor. It looks like this was some sort of research/living area. And if you'd like to investigate some stuff, you can, but aside from the stuff scattered around, there's not a whole lot else. Looks like whatever was here has been picked over.
I'd like to refocus on stealthing, if that's okay.
Sure, if you'd like.
Well, I kind of would call for a new stealth roll on myself at this point, anyways. 15 this time.
Okay, very good. So perhaps the Lord Kamitai, perhaps there's some valuable stuff here, if not very old.
These were living quarters for the psionics.
Yeah. Although you look around and you see like the papers and stuff, you're like, that's obviously a servitor's thing, because no sign would like write down their stuff. Like,
why would you ever use paper? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
But there could perhaps, if you could get them powered up, be some information here. You would know that.
I'd be looking for more like a control room, or less of a living quarters and more of a professional area.
Okay. So you start going through this particular level and you come to a few more living quarters, but then you find what you're looking for. You find a room where you see partially assembled early phase constructs, lycanthropes, around here. And some of them are in various states of only being half and only being quartered. And they're just resting there amongst the dust. It looks like they've been untouched. And you see some little research consoles near them. They're currently in their powered down state, but perhaps there's some power, you can figure out some way to get to them. Of course, being a Derricast, you immediately recognize what's going on here. This is some early attempts. Lord, this is exactly what it looks like to you, whatever that may be. Yes. It looks like this was in like the early stages where they were trying to splice together different animals, trying to get the best of both worlds, for lack of a better term, before they settled on a little more simpler design.
Now, I hate to jump in on as the setting builder here.
Sure.
But it would be very appropriate if there were fully, complete lycanthropes that are biologically alive, but not in any other way.
You're right.
Oh my god, look! Right over there!
They're not in here.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
These, none of the ones in here are actually complete.
Okay. So I'm just I'm taking notes quietly. I'm not really saying much right now. Just mentally documenting.
Yep. You see a couple of familiar traits. Actually, go ahead and make me an intelligence check, Laura.
I rolled a 1. So that gives me a 5.
Gives you a 5. All right. I mean, you're taking notes the best you can. The problem is that you don't have the proper tools to actually do a proper study of these things here. So
I have no idea what I'm looking at.
You're no more than the guy
I pull out my
there.
phone and start playing. What's a popular mobile game right now?
I don't know.
You're the mobile guy. I don't know.
Clash of Clans.
I start playing Clash of Clans.
Whatever variation they have on there is.
Swoosh. I'm totally doing that right now.
Fallout Shelter.
So while he's looking at that, Lord Kamitai, you see the console over there, and you think that you could perhaps power it up enough to get a little bit of information out, although it's gone into emergency shutdown. It's like trying to resurrect your phone text or files at 1% battery power. You're sitting there before it runs out. Maybe I can
Okay.
start it up again and get 5 seconds out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. You want an intelligence roll or something to...
Yeah, that's normally the psionic roll, isn't it?
Well, I don't have psionics.
Right.
However, it would still be an intelligence
Yeah.
roll.
Okay.
That's what we've been doing in the other campaign.
All right, so that's going to be an 18.
An 18. Okay, perfect. So you pull it up, it flickers to life. There's a couple of hums as the machinery starts to slowly continue what it was doing, to start literally just writing some of the lycanthropes in place. But it's going really slow. It's probably going to power down very soon. You, Lord Kamatai, you see the console come up and you make the little mental link with it. And you start getting the psionic images and whatnot of their diaries, their logs. You start getting a whole bunch of it.
So I want to try and cancel whatever command line was running so I can extend...
Okay. Yeah, so Laura, as you're sitting there watching the alpha lycanthropes, the proto-lycanthropes being constructed, they just suddenly stop and shut down. They stop spooling, some of them halfway complete
How
in the little
appropriate.
cycle. And some of the construction material just kind of like splatters on the floor and goes into little puddles when it stops abruptly. You've gathered some more time. So
Okay.
what would you like to pursue first? There's a wealth of information here of all sorts of researchers' diaries. There's anything from build orders. There's a lot of stuff here.
I'm going to re-stealth really quick.
Okay.
I want to... finally! I got a 19. I'm really stealth, finally.
Great.
So I want to know who was the individual overseeing the facility. And I want to know their residence.
Their house, maybe?
Well,
I mean, you figure out pretty quickly according to these notes and stuff, they were here when they were taken, so that's not super helpful. But
no, I mean, like, where in the facility was his, like, room or apartment or...
okay. So you get that along with all the other head researchers. Laura, what's a really good psionic name? Psion name.
It needs to have at least 7 syllables
Okay.
and be flourishy sounding. Okay,
All
7's
right.
an exaggeration. But 3 is actually the minimum. That is actually my legitimate rule.
Okay. For right now, we will just say you get a psionic name. Psion name.
Laura Florescia Terrible.
And it sounds appropriately psion enough. Apparently this guy was the head researcher here. He was the one who headed it up. And actually, let's roll a little dice here. No. This guy is not familiar to you.
Okay.
So either this guy was not super successful, he got killed off somewhere along the way, who knows? You'd probably have to actually go back to some actual more information to find that out.
So, what I want to know, and I don't know if it's even possible to do this, is to determine if this person was lost with the majority of the scions or was a Dericost.
Well, how would Laura know that?
He wouldn't. At all.
So admittedly, I was just thinking if he was killed in one of the pods from one of the I'll say experiments, or if he became a Dericost, or so.
Right. Well, you don't know either way, so it's possible that he was in the pods, but just wasn't well known, which is kind of or he may be a Dericost that's keeping low.
Okay.
You haven't heard like, oh, so and so died or so and so was part of the huge experiment. So as far as you know, he's still out there tentatively.
And Zagmus, correct me if I'm wrong. The the experiment that we found as a group, either before or after defeating Garland, the records that they had included everyone that was in one of those pods, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you get your hands on that, then you could say for sure or not. But he wasn't one of the well-knowns that headed that up as far as you can recollect. I'll give that to you for free.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else you want to try and glean from this? Or you still have power left?
That's
Do
all
they
you
have-
I don't know anything about
Yeah.
this.
Is there an armory?
An armory. Yes, there is. It is. It's actually on this level. You figure out exactly where it is.
Excellent. I know where we're going next, Lore.
Oh, wait, no, I stay silent. But I'm like... Gotta stay quiet.
I will power down the panel.
Okay. It still has some power left if you choose to come back here. All right. So you're heading towards the armory.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So you power that down. You walk out, splashing through some of the stuff that didn't quite make its way to lycanthropes. And you go down to the right, head back through the main area, and come to what looks like a, for lack of a better term, an armory slash equipment production area. There are various things in states of construction, in states of weaving, and there are some racks of what look to be experimental equipment. You've seen some of these in its later states. Lord Kamatai, Laura, you've seen some of these things. It looks strangely familiar, except it's not the right architecture, obviously. It's like that. Looks like it could be the Mark III whatever, but that's like, I've never seen anyone make anything like that before. So it looks like you hit some experimental stuff. And there seems to be, you look over the stuff, and there only seems to be about 2 things that are actually in decent repair, that are workable right now.
One thing over there, which is...
One thing over there, which is... Since you're the one who asked first, I want you to roll me a D100.
Oh, God. 93.
93. Okay. 93. Wow. So this appears to be some sort of handheld device. It has a little, it's obviously made for smaller hands so that you could hold on to it. It's got this little button at the bottom. It's got a little rod that pokes out of it at the top, and it has what seems to be almost an indicator light at the top of it. And other than that, it seems to be very simple.
I will not touch it.
Okay.
Because I'm not like that.
Okay. The other thing, Lord Kamatai. That's great.
82.
82. Oh well, that's just no good.
Reroll?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, that's fine. Okay, the other one looks to be a fairly standard woven walking staff. You've seen these, around the place. It's generally one of the things that the the Daracost hide their magical defenses in. Why not just carry them around in some stylish-looking staves? You know that this one is an early version of staff that's supposed to keep you alive.
Whoa.
If you take any damage, you can use some mana to duplicate the effects of some white spells. So you can actually cast, what is it? Cure is your basic one, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You can do a cure up to 4th level through this by using your own mana. And you can also do an Asuna at its base level, which I believe is 4 as well. And aside from that, it's stylish. It's got all the Daracost flair, although admittedly a little bit of an outdated fashion. But you could potentially be the talk of the room if you walk in with this.
You said Asuna at what level?
It's base level, which is 4.
4? Okay.
Yep. Technically, it can be cast on other people as well, if you really want to do that.
I mean, I don't know why you would.
Yeah.
But
It's one of those things where it would take actually more effort to make it only on yourself. So, you know. The other stuff with some repair could potentially work, although you see some things you can just go and buy in Derikas Society that are a little more updated versions. Okay. All right.
And I can't, or can I identify what Lore found?
Yes, go ahead and make me an intelligence roll. There's been a lot of those going around. And I'll give you your proficiency. Oh wait, that's just we're doing a hybrid. So you can add you can add 2 on top of your intelligence with this. Since I imagine you'd be proficient in this.
No, I'm not proficient in this.
No.
Wisdom and charisma are my...
Oh, no, I mean, so in 5th edition, you can be proficient in certain skills.
Oh, okay.
And if for some reason the DM decides that, well, you'd probably have experience like this, like, for example, if you were a dwarf looking at stonework, and then say, you're just a dwarf, you get your proficiency with this. And that scales based on your level. So your level will be 2.
So 12.
12. Okay. That is actually good enough. So this one... this one is one of those psionic devices, and the design hasn't changed a whole lot over the years. You press the button, and it tells you if anyone around you wants to kill you. Wants to do harm to you. You can do this 7 times every day, and within 60 feet, you know if there is someone who has ill intent towards you. It doesn't matter if they're vanished, it doesn't matter if they're disguised, it doesn't matter if they're hidden, whatever.
You can't locate them, but you know that there's someone in the area that means you harm.
You know the direction to them, but not the exact distance. But you know where they're within 60 feet. So with 60 feet in that line, there is somebody who wants to kill me. It's not being killed, it's just do harm. But it's one of those safety measures.
So Lore, I do believe you should hold on to this trinket.
of course, my good comrade. What does it do? I pick it up.
So right. You die.
Ugh.
How would I describe that? Because I'd have to do it in some kind of snarky way.
On the off chance that anyone would ever want to harm someone with such incredible charismatic skills as yourself.
So, next time we run into our dwarf friend, I recommend pointing this at him and pushing the button.
Of course! I have no intention of doing that. And I go ahead and pocket it in one of my pockets that has nothing else in it at the moment.
Okay. So you've got those. As you're sitting there collecting that stuff, you hear some footsteps coming from the main room that seem to be running.
Okay. I am stealthed at 19.
Okay. They're not heading in your direction. But it sounds like they ran up the stairs that you came from and then continued heading upwards. They have that long gate when somebody hits the stairs.
I cast magic missile at the darkness.
All right. You destroy the darkness.
Wow, that was really easy. I don't know what Kingdom Hearts has this problem
the
with.
ambient whispering seems to get a little bit louder, just slightly.
Uh-oh. I re-stealth. No.
You're super stealthed.
I layer another buff of stealth on myself.
Sure. All right. You think you've probably cleaned this particular room out, unless you have some weaving skill you want to use, but I don't think either of you are proficient in weaving, are you?
No.
Yeah.
I don't even believe in weaving.
You don't believe in weaving?
As in, I don't believe in using it, to be more accurate.
Okay. All right.
Technology is just better. Duh.
So what are your two's actions?
I'm stealth.
Stealth.
I keep.
Lord Kamatai.
I'm waiting for these guys to jump out and attack us, and I'm going to be ready for it. By God, my character is
You're
super
so
paranoid at this point in time. I'm ready. I'm ready. The moment anything steps out of this. Oh, by the way, I'd like to ready an action. The moment anything steps out at us, whoosh, it's going to happen. So I have a ready action to cast intensified fire 4. The moment I see anything that isn't him, the Olthoi, the dwarf, or me.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like he's following your lead, Lord Kamatai.
Yeah, I just slip into his shadow, even though I'm twice his size in every direction.
Scan his line of sight, though, so I can't do that.
Yep.
How dare someone...
Sully
not intrude. Sully is a good word. Not what I was going for, though.
Pervert? No.
Not intrude, but that's more the direction I was thinking.
Violate? The sanctity of these halls?
Yeah, that's more along the lines that I was going for. So, how... I'm going to turn to Lore, and the sanctity of these halls has been violated. We must find the intruder. And I'm going to very commandingly stride out of the room.
Okay. You commandingly stride out of the room. And you come back into the main chamber, which is the only way out of here at the moment, and you see one of the doors that has been flung open down at the end of another hallway, which was not previously open.
And no indication of the person that we heard? Other
No,
than the
he's-
open door?
Other than the open door, no.
Okay. I'm going directly for the door.
Okay. So you stride over confidently, intimidatingly,
I'm
Yes.
like a
sneaking
true
behind.
Derek should, and you look into the door, and you see a very rough-hewn staircase going up. This looks like something that was used like a secret passage of something in the previous days. Probably not for Dericost, maybe some sort of servant's passage, but it has seen a lot of use. A lot of use. And it is sized for larger creatures. You do know that there is actually, a proper way up, although obviously he did not go that way.
I don't want to split the party. But why would I take the servant's entrance?
You can always go up the normal entrance, and I will just keep stealthing behind you without saying anything. Just, yep, this is the way we're going. Got it. Why didn't we investigate? Whatever. Doesn't matter, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you, Zagmus. What would a Derikos do in this situation? I mean,
That's actually a good question. Because the indignity of having to lower oneself to that is overwhelmed, is, in my opinion, could be overwhelmed by the indignity of people just running around our stuff all willy-nilly, doing God knows what with it. And what is this crap? You don't just... Okay, the Derikos do not exist to be idols, okay? We are not statues. We are not things to be worshipped. We are your masters.
yeah. But would he go up the servants' entrance after the intruder?
Well, like I said, that's a could, not a... So that's up to you.
By the way, I came up with a name for this guy. Tell me if this sounds right. Estelar Ruiven Methelid.
I like it.
Okay.
What house is he?
Name a house.
What? You know the major
more.
houses.
There.
I was gonna say, you know the major houses, and you know the house that nobody knows about.
Estelar Ruiven Methelid of Vastmora.
What the hell was a Vastmora doing here?
All right, so it's one of those things, Lord Kamatai. I mean, you know.
I stride past him and sneak up.
Okay.
I was gonna roll a die, but
I'm still rolling well, so I'm still at 19 on my stealth.
Okay, so you creep up, and this place is actually comfortable. This is designed for creatures of your stature at the most. So you're comfortable going up here. And
Excellent.
You head up, and the ambient noise actually begins to diminish a bit, and it gives way to what you think is actual voices. They're saying the same stuff, but you think you're getting closer to the actual physical source.
Oh, by the way, I withdraw my prepared action at this point.
Okay.
Okay. I go until I see someone.
Yes, you come up and you come into the exit of the servants' quarters, and you can see a lot of people in this large chamber.
Define a lot.
This place is filthy. There is all sorts of discarded food. Not that kind of filthy. More like there's not like people defecating in the corner or anything. It's not like that filthy.
Oh
It's
my
more
god!
like places
Oh
like,
my god!
this person is a pack rat.
Fire!
There's all sorts of food, packaged, of course, supplies, discarded cans, and whatnot, all over the place. And in the center, all around, there is about a dozen people of all sorts of different races. There's anywhere from human to elf to an ogre.
Human?
Or yes, actually, yeah, there would be human.
There's humans here. That is really
Yes.
weird.
To ogre, there's a mix of although you won't know this, the servitor races here, and they are all standing around and milling around in servants' positions, almost with their hands out in front of them, standing in attention, facing what looks to be like a much larger version of that bell down below. And they seem to be extremely weary. You can see dark bags under their eyes, and kind of turn and they don't see your stealth. So that's what you see. And they seem to be almost waiting for orders. Some of them are kind of muttering to each other, although it sounds like the exact same thing you've been hearing. Although since you're close, you could make it more out. And it is repetitions in different languages of, "We live to serve. We live to serve you." Meanwhile, back where Lord Karmatai is, you saw him dance up there.
Yeah. Bloody Pharrell. I'm gonna smack that ogre, making me go up the servants' entrance. I'm actually going to be muttering to myself as I'm ascending the stairs.
Okay. So you're up there, friggin'. It's up a little more elegantly.
Yes.
I hear him coming,
Yes.
and so I just kind of shift out of the way and over to the side where I can hide still stealthed.
Okay.
That makes
Do
sense.
I need to do another roll for this?
No, you're still stealthed.
Okay.
So Lord Kamatai, you come up there and you see the same scene occurring. But when you get up there, as your imposing presence flows into the room, the other servitor races, and you recognize the pose. This is classic servant stance. This is how they've been instructed to do it. They're proper servants. They immediately spring to action, all face you in a line. And one of them, let's see, who is it? Okay, one of them, a very, very haggard-looking elf addresses you and says, "How may we serve you today, Master?" And it looks like he's having trouble getting the words out, and he stutters a bit just from exhaustion.
Do you know sleep by chance?
Yes.
Because he can AoE that sucker, I think.
By the way, once you come up there, the mothering stops. They all seem to be
cannot be
attentive and turning
multi-targeted.
towards you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cannot be multi-targeted, you're right. Although it only costs 1 mana.
That's true.
Fuck him out. I'm gonna slip
Finally,
around
proper
them.
respect.
I'm gonna get my. This is my stealth indicator, by the way.
Okay.
So
Sure.
I'm in stealth as long as I got. Anyway, so I can pull
you
out my
have a
blackjack.
cardboard crate.
I'm gonna pull out my blackjack.
Okay.
Sneak, 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 sneak.
And you're hitting the guy. You're hitting the guy.
No, okay. So you said they're in a line, right?
Yes.
So I want the one who's on either end of the line, whichever one would be least likely to be seen, basically.
Okay. Okay. So there is a.
I've got attack rolls.
Well, the one at the very end of the line is the elf who spoke.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep going to the other end of the line.
Okay. You go to the other end of the line, and on the other end of the line. Let's see. There is a troll who is, again, somewhat haggard looking, although he's probably taking it a bit better due to his natural regeneration.
So I rolled a unnatural 20 to blackjack this guy.
An unnatural 20 to blackjack him.
Yeah.
So you reach up on him and you just go, ka-toom!
And then I immediately
literally
re-stealth.
He just collapses to his knees almost perfectly in line, and then just falls face forward in a kneeling position, and then slumps over
I
to the
cast
side.
Vanish and immediately get back into stealth.
The other ones, you can see their eyes flicker over a bit, but they seem to be either unwilling or unable to do anything about this guy who just collapsed.
15, by the way.
And
on my restart.
right, yeah, they don't seem to make any notice of you. And the elf says, "I apologize for that. He will be cast out." My lord.
I'm gonna. Okay, so I don't want to take too many actions before Guido can do anything, so I'm gonna pause for a moment. Then I'm gonna hit the next one down the line.
let's get Lord Komatai a chance to respond to this.
But yes, he should have a chance
Or
to act.
he could be just like, very good, yes.
Yes, this is exactly how this should be.
You appear to have been serving here for some time. Are there... How would I word that? Who else is here that you serve?
The elf speaks up again, and he says, "Sir, there is another of your esteemed position who resides within the upper chambers. And it's him and as well you that we serve."
Take me to him.
Right away.
Hang on.
Would you like anything else? Did you blackjack somebody else?
I think I have enough time to get a second person here.
Yes. I'm just asking if you do.
19 to hit.
All right. There's this poor little gnome. You just reach down and go, ka-tink!
Yeah, just right on the skull. And then I re-stealth.
And
Yes.
he collapses like a bunch of bricks.
Oh, I'm just been rolling really well these last few dice.
And you
17
sneak
to
around
stealth.
after that happens, and with one fluid motion, the other elf turns to them, snaps his fingers, and two of the other ones pick them up and start carting them away to the little servants' quarters, the little servants' entrance that you came out of, the little secret one.
So that's,
Meanwhile,
hang on, real quick. So there were 12 total, right?
they're down to 8 now.
I was gonna say, plus elf group is 8, and there's 4 over here, right?
Yeah, there are 4 that are either unconscious or carting away the unconscious people.
Yes.
And there are 8 that are not unconscious or helping with that.
I gotta decide if that's even enough odds yet.
The elves against these people who look like they're about to collapse? Maybe.
I gotta make sure.
So the elf looks over to you, Lord Komatai, and he says, "If you will please follow me, sir, I will take you immediately to him."
I really hate to do this, but I'm going to split the party again. So, I'm going to follow the 4.
Okay.
I'm going to follow them to the servants' quarters and see how many others there are there.
Okay.
And I'm going to stay very stealthed.
Okay, so that is going to take a minute as they go to do that. So we'll follow Lord Kamatai for a minute here.
And I was just rolling to see if I had actually noticed Lore doing the blackjacking.
Well, I'm going to say that since you were facing all them and he was doing it from behind, you know what's going on here.
Okay.
There's something stealth checks cannot defeat.
Yeah, I don't have vanish on, so I'm not literally invisible.
Okay. I was willing to take the results of my score of a 2.
Oh my god!
Well,
so you're just like, oh yes,
maybe you just don't care.
Pathetic fool.
It's probably more I just don't care. Yeah,
It's like you've so trained yourself to not even look at things that don't matter.
You see, you just
like standard operating procedure.
You just see this massive ogre.
Like, yes, everything's fine here. We're all good. Take me to him.
Okay, so yes, by all means, follow Lord Kaimoto.
Yes.
Okay. So he goes over to another set of stairs. These are actually meant for proper Darakost/Scion. These are part of the non-servants ones. And he gestures for you with a long sweeping bow to go before him up the stairs. The other ones are you at all dirty or anything? Do you have any dirt on you? You probably have some dust on you, maybe. From this.
Oh, I'm sure I do. Yeah.
Yeah. The other ones busy themselves dusting you off and making sure that you are just sparkling. They even go over to the staff and start giving it, a nice little thing. Yeah. And one of them says, "Would you like me to bring you some proper, more comfortable attire?"
I think that would be appropriate.
Very good. Very good. And as you're sitting there, just slowly, gracefully going up the steps, them cleaning you off, a couple of them scurry off. And when you're no more than halfway up, going up to the next level, they come back with this, looks like a very fine evening robe. And they offer to put your traveler stuff away and to give you some comfortable stuff. They have some little slippers if you want them. Nice, stylish, a little out of date again, but they're stylish nonetheless. You look very comfortable.
No.
No?
No. Because I'm not going to give up my cloak.
Okay. They apologize profusely for their incorrect choice and ask if there's anything else they can get for you.
I will take the slippers.
Okay. They get those for you, and one of them says, "I'll make sure that these are shined so that they are more reflective than the purest diamond."
I'm not sure you can do that with leather, but I I want to see the result of that.
You get the meaning behind it. And they scurry off to do that. Meanwhile, as you're sitting there gracefully going up the steps, being preened, Laura of Boulder Fist, you guys both have like one letter off in their first names.
Lore and Lord. It's a new TV show on CBS.
Yes. You follow them. They go down the servants' secret passage that you went to before. And they start carting them down to... Where is it? Yes, they start carting them down to a place you've been before. The place where the constructs were being created.
Excellent.
And they seem to know exactly where they're going. Like they've either done this before or they're receiving some direction or something. But they move a little bit mechanically, but they could just be practice.
I roll a 23 to remember my way through.
23 to remember your way through. Yeah, you got this.
Okay.
You got this.
So,
no problem finding your way back.
I roll... Ooh, that's my first bad roll.
Your first bad roll.
I roll a 14 to blackjack the one in back of the two.
Oh, no problem. He's just wearing some general servant's clothing, so you go kunk.
Kunk. He's down.
He goes down, carrying the other guy, so they both collapse on the floor.
And I got a
other
stealth. Oh, thank God. 17 to re-stealth.
17. The other one does not seem to have taken notice.
Okay.
And he continues along, getting to the room where the constructs were. And he looks around a bit confused at the fact that it seems a bit different.
Real quick. 15,
Yes.
strength check.
Okay.
Get the 2 guys.
You're just going to carry them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're an ogre. You scoop them up.
Yeah.
You've got,
I got room
see.
to burn here.
You got the little gnome. And then you've got
I could wear the gnome as a ring.
And you got an orc as well.
No, just wrap her around, you know. And an orc. Okay. So.
All right.
And once I get to a place where it's more comfortable, I'm going to lay them down gently.
Okay.
Now I'm going to sneak up and figure out why this other person is looking weirded.
Yeah, well, he looks around and you hear him mutter, "Strange, this is not the way we left it, but nonetheless, maybe the master has been down here to do something." And he dumps not the corpse, he's not dead, he just blackjacked him. He dumps the unconscious body.
I haven't killed anybody.
I almost said corpse. He dumps the unconscious body on a platform next to one of the lathes, for lack of a better term.
Okay, real quick. Wait,
yes.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Awareness check. Ooh, that's not good.
What are you trying to be
12.
aware of?
I want to make sure that there is no one effectively a part of the interaction that's about to happen other than me and race person.
As far as you can tell, there's no one else.
All right, I am going to lunge out. I want to do a strength check for this. You can make me do a dex check too if you want. So what I want to do, get rid of the pillow because I'm literally lunging out of stealth with my hand. What's the race?
He is a... Off all these freaking races. He is a... No, he wouldn't be that. That does not make sense. He's a gnoll.
Oh, gnoll's even better. Okay, so I'm going to need 2 hands for a gnoll, but 2 hands, and I'm just going to, get him in the midsection and slam him against a wall as hard as I can. I don't actually want to hurt him, per se.
Okay.
But I do want to stun him.
Yeah, so you can make me a strength check.
That would be 19. Or, excuse me,
Okay.
20.
I'm going to give him super disadvantage to resist this.
Super disadvantage. Roll
Super
3
disadvantage.
d20
Yeah.
and
that's
suck it.
Well, the first one is a natural 20. The next one's a 4. So he has disadvantage, so he takes the 4.
Bam!
So you can feel stuff crunching when you smash him against it. Like he's probably got some chipped tooth or something.
Jesus, dude.
And he goes, smash!
Swear to
You
me.
smashed him against it. He is barely conscious.
Okay,
after
excellent.
that.
So I'm going to lean in really low and in a very clear, enunciated voice, which I can't do right now. I'm going to say, I want you to tell me everything about how you got here and why you're serving these people.
All right. Make me a charisma intimidation with advantage.
21. Less than 21.
21 not good enough. No. This guy has a mind of steel.
Holy crap! This
No.
man! I need to hire this guy then.
He... It's a savage joke. What are you? No, but he sputters out. He hasn't even seen yet, so he has no idea what he's dealing with. So he just mothers through some blood trickling down his mouth. He says, what do you want? Are you part of the master's accompaniment?
I am here on behalf of the master, and you will do well to not mistake me for someone who is willing to be patient with you answering my questions. I'm going to try this one more time.
I'll let you know anything, please.
Why are you here? When did you get here?
The master called to me several
In your
weeks ago.
head?
Of course.
Now, okay, does my character know that most Darakost can't do that?
Make me an intelligence check.
I mean, I mean, obviously, I know that.
Well, would that be something that
22.
probably Lord Kamatai would never tell him that he could not do that?
Of course
I think.
not. The Diracost would stay locked down. The only way I would know that is if before we merged, the Viosian intelligence network had discovered that the Diracost do not... I shouldn't even say discovered. It'd be more like they knew that the Diracost do not have that ability, not that they no longer have it, because obviously we don't know the connection.
Yes. What have you got?
22, excuse me, 22.
22. Okay, that's pretty good. So yeah, you think that is basically exactly what you described. This is probably not something that was personally done by somebody. Maybe some type of magical device or something. That's not super. I'll say it's unheard of. It's pretty rare, but you don't think that a Diracost would have that ability.
So someone is. Okay, so I'm going to phrase my next question pretty specifically.
Yes.
And you serve the Diracost?
He says, "Who are the Diracost?"
So my very next question will be, do you serve the Ancients?
Actually, I would say yes. The one upstairs.
Then you and I are truly allies, but unfortunately, you have done great displeasure to your masters.
I promise I'll do better.
I haven't let him go, by the way.
I got you. He's
not an
he's
inch.
Still pressed up against the wall.
Right, I'm like right behind him here, leaning down. I mean, he's not
Doing
that much shorter.
That thing where you're whispering to his ear, where it's almost uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it's
so
like
close.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I had one more thing I really wanted to know. What is it the master... No, hang on. I want to phrase this specifically. Tell me you've been fulfilling the master's will.
Yes, whenever possible.
Are you certain?
Yes, I'm certain.
What did you do today?
If there's something
What did you do today to serve the master's will?
He starts going through this meticulous schedule where it's like, get up at 8:55, and then we must have these slippers ready exactly, and we must look down at the ground so we do not tarnish his presence with our gaze, except for the head one. He's allowed to look at them. And then we serve him exactly this, which we have meticulously prepared in the kitchens, and he goes on and on and on and on
Okay.
about that.
So that actually is very informative. What I want to know is, I'll let you decide this, does my character have enough experience with mind-altering magic to be able to recognize the telltale signs of it?
At this point, yes. Yeah.
Oh, you're not even going to make a roll for it? It's just...
No, you already made an intelligence check that was very good previously.
Okay. So the invisible cat has informed me that...
Yep.
Or not the invisible cat, excuse me, the hovering cat, the floating cat.
This galaxy cat.
Okay, so having determined all this, I say, the only way you can serve your master now is by sleep. Rest.
He tries to make himself go to sleep. He shuts his eyes and...
Now I'm going to go ahead and loosen it a little bit.
Okay.
Lay him down, and I'm going to wait for just a second. And I basically got the blackjack right here.
Okay.
If he tries to turn or look or anything,
you can tell that he doesn't have the capacity to force himself to go to sleep, but he's trying so hard.
I'm just going to knock him out.
Okay. Katunk.
Is he out?
All right. Meanwhile, a katunk, katunk echoes through the halls as Lord Kamatai emerges up into the upper area. Now, this place, contrary to the somewhat dusty and rundown places below, looks like it is well kept up. There are lights running. You figured out where all the power has been going. It is up here. And there are very nice rugs laid out. It looks like they've cannibalized a lot of the lower areas and drugged most of the nicer stuff up here. The glare is so bright I can't even tell what those are. It
They're
just
little
looks
mini
like
cupcakes.
a massive white.
They're little mini
okay.
cupcakes. God, you really can't tell.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
They're just round white things.
Yeah. Powdered donuts. Okay. But it looks like they've cannibalized the place. There are various types of insignias from House Vastmora, which are in the wrong places up here. They're not at all laid out like they should. It's almost like somebody has a collection, and there is what looks to be like a little throne that somebody has constructed near the back half of this fairly spacious room amongst this collection. Someone has built up a general chair, and there's somebody sitting in it. There is...
Now, really quick,
Yes.
you said House Vasmora.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, that's a thing that doesn't exist. So,
Your response should be who?
yeah.
In character.
Mhm.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I would have that response correct. Go ahead.
Okay,
Continue.
real quick,
Yes.
just as a point of lore, this is for our viewers too. There's like 6 houses total. It's not like you can forget one, you know what I mean? So, if you hear of House Vasmora, it'd be like me suddenly saying, "Oh yes, I went to the nation of Blickistan yesterday."
Yeah, but I mean, it's clearly
Which is right
either
next to
somebody
Florida.
has done an
Yeah.
extravagant job of replicating what the normal house insignia should look like, and put Bassmore all over them, whatever this house is, or for some reason there's some house that you didn't know of, which is probably 100% not what has happened, because you would know of all of them.
Okay.
There is an individual who is quite obviously a Dericost, sitting in this pseudo throne, although he looks a little bit weird. It looks like he's been desiccated, like perhaps you might expect from some of the other ones. But it looks like he has been attempting to repair himself with some of the construct lathes downstairs. He has little bits of stuff that he's tried to patch up various desiccated parts with, to varying degrees of success. And when you come up here, he turns and he's looking, he's in a very comfortable position, and then his eyes just widen. One of them a different color and even different shape than the other one. When you come up, and stands up shocked, straight. He seems to be at a loss for words when you come up there. And the servant says, "My master,
I'm going to
visitor."
interrupt him.
Okay. You cut him
Leave.
off.
Yes.
All right.
Leave now.
Make me a intimidation check.
So that's going to be a 19.
A 19. Okay. So that seems to spring him to action a bit, and he just stands straight up as a board, and he says, I apologize. I did not know there were others here. Please don't think lesser of me. I will leave." And he hangs his head very, very un-Dericost like even for somebody who's been doing this kind of stuff.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I was directing that at the servant.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My apologies. I thought you were directing it at him.
No.
Okay. Well, the servant just
Dericost and I are going to have a conversation here.
the servant mid-sentence, as soon as you say that, he just snaps up and immediately leaves down the staircase, like his life depends on it.
Which it does.
Yes. Yeah, and the other one is just sitting there shocked in his chair when he sees you come up.
I'm going to cast Stop on him.
Oh boy. Okay. I need to make a saving throw.
Yeah, so that's going to be a 14
Okay.
willpower.
All right. Let's see. I'm good at that, right? No, I'm not. Okay. I don't suck at it. Well, I do today. I have a 7. So he seems like he starts to rise up, and then he just his muscles freeze up. He stops in place.
So you have some explaining.
Called out, son. All right.
I will stride over again, just the epitome of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tie him up in his own, clothing.
Okay.
If he has like a robe or something, I will take it off of him, and he's going to be just bound.
Okay. Yeah, you have enough time to do that. All right. Meanwhile, downstairs.
So, I have murder in my mind now. Because I want this guy to die very badly. Not the servant. The one behind it, to be more clear with my statement.
Okay.
So I'm going to re-stealth. First thing I'm going to do.
Okay.
Gotta re-stealth. Please be good. Oh, thank God. That's going to be a 19.
All right. You're pretty stealthy.
I'm going to sneak my way back up. Do I have a pretty good idea of where he was taking Guido earlier?
Yeah, you saw them go up there. As a matter of fact, when you get to around the same location, the head servant comes rushing down the stairs, seemingly panicked, and stops to catch his breath at the bottom. You notice that several of the other servants are missing, but two of the other ones are sitting there standing at attention near that little bell again.
I got a 17.
To hit him.
Oh, sorry, right. Sorry, hang on. I got a 17.
Okay.
Go!
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I don't actually give away that advantage. That's no longer relevant. I sneak right past him, go right up the stairs.
All right. You go up the stairs and you enter the scene just as Lord Kamatai, you are doing your stuff. Do you want to do anything else after you tie him up?
So I do have one possibly relevant question.
Okay.
When the servant comes down the stairs out of breath, and does he actually say anything to the other servants?
Good question.
No, he does not.
Okay. So, once this... God, I keep losing words. Imposter.
Mm-hmm.
Once this imposter is tied up, I'm going to start questioning him. Well, I'm going to wait for the stop to wear off.
Mm-hmm. Which it does after
only a few
several
seconds.
rounds.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, could you do me a favor, Guido, and roll spot? See if you see me.
That's wisdom?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not... That's 15.
Where did I roll the stealth? I don't remember. I guess I got
You rolled above that.
Okay. So
You
he
got like
doesn't
a
see me
19.
for the moment, right?
No, you come up just as this is wearing off.
So
the
I'm
stop
gonna-
is wearing off.
Okay. So I'm going to let that decide my action. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of, as I see what's happening, like my head starts peeking over the top stair, you know?
Sure, you look over the banister.
And I'm like, huh.
And you
And I-
see, excuse me, the scene that I've already described taking place.
So I kind of just...
Okay. Lord Kamatai, he gets out of the stop, and he is completely shackled. He does not seem to be struggling against it right now. But he is looking at you with a mixture of fear and a little bit of confusion in his eyes. But he seems to be at a loss for words, just sputtering out various types of apologies and all sorts of please, just, I didn't mean any harm, just leave me alone, please.
Who is your master?
Are you trying to get him to say you are?
No.
Okay. He
No,
says
I'm trying to investigate. I mean,
okay,
there is no Vasmora. Who is
Yes.
your, who do you report to?
He says, I have no master. There is no one that presides over me now.
Now, so who did?
Let's see. Who was the head of the Scion research stuff? Who would that be? Like the big cheese.
His eternal splendor.
No, his eternal splendor. Didn't
Would it
go
be
into that.
Garland in this case?
No, it wouldn't be Garland either. I can't remember his name. I know who he is. He was the guy who was in charge of Assayn LaSalle. He was one of the four kings, not one of the four
Yes,
emperors.
that's who I'm going for.
I can't think.
He
of his
names that name.
Yeah, that guy. Hang on, I probably
Which-
have that written down.
Of course, as a Dericost, you would be like, yes, I know who that is.
Oh yeah.
He says, long ago, that was who was my master who was in charge of this operation. But
Mandokir.
no more. Mandokir.
Borrowed from WoW, but that is him. Also 3 syllables again.
So did he die, or
That's a good question. He was a Scion, not a Dericost. If you understand the distinction.
well, sure, but do we know what happened to the kings?
No.
Okay.
They are presumed missing along with the rest of the Scions.
Okay. Okay. Another in-lore question: when they disappeared, what happened to the members of their houses?
Oh, they
Did get
stayed.
absorbed into other houses, or what?
No, they stayed part of that house. It's just the head of the house wasn't there anymore, obviously. Imagine. I'm trying to think. There's a real life political situation that happened just like that around the 1800s. And I'm trying to remember the name of it. I was like, I am loyal to the crown of blah, which didn't actually exist anymore.
Here's what I'm picturing as a way of describing it: Ronin.
Yeah.
So you're still loyal to the house,
Yeah.
even if the master isn't there.
Yep.
So this is just antithesis to me. The thought of abandoning your house, even though the master isn't present anymore, is it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I should
this-
kill you now.
He looks
Oh.
up at you and he says,
Crap.
I could not fault you if you did.
But I'm not going to give you that release.
He seems moderately more cheerful about that.
Sorry.
You will come with me, and we will return to what was that house again?
Mandokir.
We will return to House Mandokir for them to deal with you as they see fit.
So you see a panicked look come across his face when you say that, and he says, they will not have me anymore. I've disgraced them. I did a long time ago with my failures, my botches. I was just content to live here amongst my various field creations. You would just do as good to kill me now. You can tell, even without doing any insight, this guy is a little bit messed up upstairs.
No, he's fine. He's cool.
Yeah.
Here they are. Sorry, I found all the names of the 6 houses. Mandokir, Delithia, Anadil, Tiaskin, Rytherin, Airfall. Those are the 6 houses. Girla never had a house. His Eternal Splendor never had a house. And who the hell's this Masmora chick? Sorry, it's bugging me. Sorry.
Although I will let both you and Lore
Oh,
actually do go ahead and make me a wisdom insight check.
21.
21. Wow.
A natural 20.
Okay. So both of you think that he perhaps may be stalling a bit. He is trying to drag out his sentences, and he's doing that thing where he's trying to string you along to see if he has some other sorts of information. But you notice that he sometimes will occasionally glance towards the back part of this room, towards a wall.
I am going to stay in stealth.
Okay.
I was actually literally considering springing out at that moment until that roll.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still in stealth.
When he says, again, I tell you, it would do no good. You might as well just kill me now, Mr. or Lord. I apologize.
And explain Vasmora.
Vasmora, I'm sure it must seem very odd to you, as I know this is not a name you have probably heard before, or perhaps in your eternal wisdom you have. But it is a name that I took upon myself when it was offered to me the last time one of our kind found me.
The last time one of our kind found you, they offered you a name.
Yes, a new house. One that would accept
You
me for
know
my
such a
failures.
thing does not exist.
It does.
Who are you
See,
protecting?
I've made banners to it, and he nods his head towards the various livery across the walls.
As an out-of-character question, are they accurate to the actual symbol of House Vesmora? Or are they just completely made up to whatever he thinks it should look like?
Well, out of character, they would be accurate.
Okay. The kind of thing only the audience would know, which is why I asked that.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Or you hear some scratching at the wall near you that he has been glancing towards every now and then. He seems to be, if he could sweat, Lord Kamatai, he would be sweating profusely. But
So I ask him again, who are you protecting?
I don't know.
Hang on, real quick. I know I'm at kind of a disadvantage of this, so if you want to not even give me this roll, I guarantee you I know enough about how Dericost operate to know that they're basically walking tanks with all their magical gear.
Yes.
Is this guy a walking tank? And if you want me to roll, I'm ready
You
for
can
it.
get, yeah, an intelligence check.
Disadvantage, or?
No, just straight up. Because
Okay.
you're trying to identify, at the very least, just magical gear.
17.
17. Okay. This guy is woefully under-equipped for a Dericost.
Even more than him?
Yes.
Because I
As a
would be
matter of
well
fact,
aware of
you
the
look
fact
at
that
him-
he's not
Yes,
as good as he
you're
should
looking
be.
for the telltale signs of, well, that's, the so-and-so protector ring that they normally wear, and that. You don't see any of this on him. Although you do think that the various enhancements he's made to himself probably somewhat make up for that, but in a very, very minor way.
Okay.
But he says to you, Lord Kaimatai, he says, I never saw them. They spoke to me in the way I wish I could do so again. In the mind. That is how I knew.
Oh, sorry. Dun dun dun.
Okay. I'm gonna grab him by the collar
Okay.
and pick him up.
Okay.
Like, there's not even a post strength check. It's just, yep.
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? You lift him up.
Okay.
This guy is frail.
By the way, not to point this out, but you should have had at least 3 d6 rolls by now, Guido, for mana. And I know you've spent some in this since you recovered. I have this weird feeling it might be relevant soon. That's all.
Maybe. I may be counting down rounds. Okay. At this point, Lord Kamatai, you can hear it as well. Laura, you can hear it very clearly. The creaking of and scraping of stone and metal on metal as the wall near the back of the room begins to slowly slide as something with what looks to be like very long black nails and scaled hands is trying to pull it aside. There's obviously some sort of secret door there which seems to have lost its normal way of locomotion and something is pulling it open.
I'm still in stealth.
Continue.
I've got the pillow up. I'm still stealth.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have not noticed the door opening. I've just heard the noise.
Well, I will say that you can't see the figure, the hands that are doing it, but you obviously noticed the noise and the fact that one of the walls is shifting open.
Okay. I'm gonna, like I said, I grabbed him by the collar.
Yes, you have him.
And I'm rushing, not running, but rushing to the stairwell.
Me? Ah! No! Go away!
Well, you meet somebody on the stairwell.
Hey, thanks. Hi, what's up?
He would have time to move if he's...
I am
you want
going
to
to move.
Okay.
In case. Although I think, based on the circumstance, I'm actually going to move down the stairwell
Okay.
rather than into the room.
Okay. As you're rushing over there, rushing elegantly, you see both of you see.
Really?
Yes, both of you from that position see the secret door on the wall fully open as this abomination pulls it open.
Stitches?
Stitches, no. Me want to play. No, it is quite obviously one of the fully constructed, spliced constructs from downstairs. And it looks like he tried to put together some bits of a snake, maybe a sclavi, some bits of a human, some bits of, you can't even tell what is the lower half, but it produces quite a grotesque image, and it has alarm to you carting away its master down the stairs. And it starts moving very quickly towards you. Rushing, you could say. What do you two want to do?
First thing I'm going to do is yell, "Servants!"
Oh, crap. I'm going to lose my stealth in a second here.
Apprehend this imposter.
Oh.
Okay, so what I want you to do is you're going to make a contested charisma roll against him, because these are two people fighting for control
Oh, my gosh.
these things.
It's a cool challenge, guys.
A cool challenge, it is. This is the force of will that is charisma.
That's a 22.
A 22. I could maybe beat it? No, I don't. Alright. So, he just weakly says, "Please help," and you don't even think they heard him. But if there weren't... Too bad a lot of them are blackjacked. Alright, so I think there are what? There's still 8 left, because you only blackjacked 4.
There are 7 left.
There's 7? You didn't blackjack the...
Oh, you're right. I didn't get the elf. I decided
No.
I didn't want to risk the noise. That's right.
Okay, so Immediately, you see servants begin to rush up the stairs from the bottom.
Weak, weary.
Yeah. One of them
worthless.
is still a little bit out of breath and pussed up red. Two of them have some halfway shined pair of boots in their hands. And the other ones have various types of embellishments that they've been creating for you, kind of like, a gift package. But they rush up in the stairs, and you just immediately push him out of their control field, and you assert control over the situation. And they say, right away. And they start rushing for the guy that you have in your hands. All right. Laura, what do you want to do?
Roll initiative. I want that initiative written down. I got a 16 whenever we actually start combat.
Okay.
Someone write that down.
I mean, you guys have the option of just scooting away from this if you want to, or trying to.
Yeah, no. Kill.
Okay.
Here's what I want to do. Now, I know my own stealth casting rules, and I don't think it's literally ever come up. So, for our viewers' sake, basically the higher level of spell, the harder it is to cast while stealthed, and the flashier the spell, the harder it is to cast while stealthed. So, for example, even if I cast a relatively low-level fire, it's going to be harder to stealth it. By contrast, something like Blizzard or something else that's less is easier to cast while stealth. And of course, medium spells are very, very difficult to cast while stealth. Heavy spells are nigh impossible, and ultimate spells are literally impossible to cast while stealth unless you're at epic status. So, unfortunately, I'm just basicing this, because what I want to do is I'm going to cast Blizzard 1, not maximized, not intensified, while stealthed at this guy.
Okay.
So first is the stealth roll.
Okay.
That's not great. That's going to be a 13.
A 13. Let's see. That does not beat it. I'm sorry. You think
I'm going to blow an AP.
Okay.
That's a 5, so 18.
Okay. You will remain stealth after this thing.
Excellent. So the spell is going to come. Now, I don't know the exact structure of the scene, but I imagine I'm like to the side of the guy at this point.
Yeah, probably to the side or diagonal from him. He obviously hasn't seen you yet, so you're just popping out of the staircase to do this.
Yeah, I'm basically just, and then right back. Four
just kind of just merging into the servants.
4 cold damage on the abomination thing.
Okay, so your cold damage lashes out at him, and it does obviously have an effect on him.
Okay.
But it's like throwing a snowball at a snowplow.
Did it notice was kind of the relevant point, though.
If it did, it seemed to continue to lock its eyes. I mean, it did a quick, cursory glance to see where that came from, didn't find it, and continued to lock its eyes on Lord Kamata.
Okay.
All right, so I need to get the initiatives for...
As I say, are we in combat at this point, or can I do another one?
We're in combat. If you roll higher than him...
16, like I said earlier.
16? Okay. He rolled boss in his initiative.
Damn.
So you got the drop on him, but... What have you got, Lord Kamata?
A 7.
A 7. All right, not the last person.
What?
No. The guy you're holding is the last.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Wait, hang on. Let me switch over to boss music really quick.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yes, this guy is definitely a boss-type character.
Yeah.
All right, so... Lord Kamata, this guy does not seem to be under the same influence as the Christian. This guy has it hardwired into him to protect the guy that is being grabbed by the servants. So it goes over. Now, are you releasing this Derek-crossed mockery to the servants, or do you want to still keep a hand on him?
I was releasing him, basically pushing him down the stairs towards the servants.
Okay. Well, you're actually going to kick him down the stairs so that he meets them? All right, go ahead and roll me 2d6 worth of damage for him as he just tumbles down the stairs. And the abomination...
Damn.
Really?
Is there any bonus to that? Is it a strength or...
No, this is just a straight falling damage.
Okay, so that's 9.
9. Ow.
Yeah.
He does not seem like he appreciates that. He's like, ah. And the servants don't seem to give really too much of care. They're under your sway at the moment. The abomination pushes past both of you. You can take an attack of op if you want. Laura, if you do, you're going to get out of stealth, but that's up to you. and goes straight for the servants. They're grabbing this guy. And it raises up its fists and just tries to pound them into paste. It actually missed once. But it raises its fist up and it just starts smashing them on the head with much more force than the blackjack does.
That actually upsets me greatly. Is it my turn yet? Please tell me it's my turn.
You will be next. And one of them, his head just explodes.
Okay.
But they still seem to be content on doing what Lord Kamentai has instructed them to do.
Was that my combat AP earlier? I just want to clarify. It's up to you.
Yeah, that would probably be the combat AP, because that was directly in combat. Laura, it is your turn.
I'm not going to try and retain stealth. Well, I guess I could. I mean, I might as well. There's literally no reason not to. I fail. I need several d6s. No, I don't, actually. I need several d8s. I'm pissed. I am so pissed.
I really wish I could have gone first. I have a brilliant plan.
I am intensifying Bio 4.
Okay.
That's going to be 66 magic damage. I guess I can get rid of this. I'm out of stealth now. 66 magic damage in his face.
Okay.
And that's my first action.
Okay. You do that. Hey, before you cast that, you're doing bio?
Yeah.
Just a reminder, you're doing bio on a construct.
And?
I was saying that poisoning may not work in a construct.
Okay. So bio
still does magic damage.
Yes, it still hits hard.
I'm just letting you know before.
I know my own spells. Yes.
Okay.
I actually thought about petrify, but then I was like, nah, it's not actually helping. Which is my other medium. So yeah, 66 magic damage.
Okay.
And probably not even a Constitution roll, so I'm not going to call for it. It'd be DC 14, anyways. And first, before I do my second action, does it look injured at all?
It does after that.
Speed of it.
You actually blow a lot off of it, even though the poison doesn't take effect. It is very obviously injured by that.
My mana is very obviously injured by this.
Yes.
I wish I'd taken dual casting. I should have.
Alright, you have a normal
type
of action left.
I gotta think. How many people are in melee? I can't do that. I don't have actions to do that.
Most of the servants are in melee with it, and technically the other Daracost, but...
Would you allow me to take a move action to get up, and then, like, as a desperate thing, basically just get my hands behind as many of them as I can and just literally shove them away?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll even roll strength to see if I can actually manage this.
Yeah, strength will determine how many you shove away.
Ooh, 19.
19, alright. We'll say you get the majority of the servants away except for one that is just grabbing onto him.
This should also put me in melee of the thing.
Yes, you are in melee of the thing. You notice that it actually has its attention turned to you now.
Yeah, I figured. Get away, get away, get away, get away!
So the servant that has the guy...
Oh, wait. Add 8 damage to that, sorry. I forgot about my weapon.
Oh, okay.
My ring.
8 damage added. Alright. So the servants... You're holding most of them back. Like they're actually like pushing on you when you're sitting there trying to block them.
Back! You
the one with the Daracost in his hands tries to run away with the Daracost. And he gets a little bit past your arm, but
no, get back! You! I'm literally saying this out loud. Get back, you moron!
They're still sitting there struggling. It's like one of those scenes in a zombie movies when you're just reaching through, trying to grab him.
No, you idiots!
That's how much effect they have on them. All right, Lord Kamatai, it is your turn.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so one of my retained Daracost items is the Ring of Combat Casting.
Okay.
Allow the caster to cast up to 2 spells per round, twice per day.
Okay. You guys have just sprouted magic items since the last time we played.
Well,
Actually,
no, this was...
if you remember, I've had this since our first improv. This is also one of 2 of my magic items. The other is the pockets. That's all I got.
Okay.
And Zagmus did say that as a
That's not true.
Daracost, I would
the
have
communication thing too.
some minor magic items being Daracost.
Okay,
They can't strip you of everything. That just wouldn't be correct.
All right, so you want to use that, I'm assuming.
Yes, I'm using that.
Okay.
First thing I'm going to do is cast Haste on Lore.
Okay.
Second thing I'm going to do is cast Enfeeble on the construct.
Ooh.
Okay. So I've got a willpower save to do.
Yes.
If you'd done that before I'd done my intensified
I know!
bio, that would have been magnificent.
Like I said, I really wish I could have gone before you.
Oh, well. Too bad we didn't get that luck thing.
So this is going to be a willpower save of 19.
Okay.
I just realized I'm an idiot. Whatever.
He has an 8.
Okay. So it's going to be
Double
Last
magic
4.
damage for 2 rounds.
So I'm casting it, at level 4, so it's 2 rounds.
So for the next 2 rounds,
All right, very
until
good.
until the end of Guido's next round, basically.
And haste, where's that?
Where is haste? May is
it's right above it.
Haste does a whole bunch of weird stuff. That's why I'm like,
Yeah. Haste status, move speed doubles, take 2 full turn actions or 4 partial turn actions.
so I can actually double cast now.
Increase your place on the initiative step by 1 step. So that
So I will actually be going before the monster next round.
yes, you actually move up ahead of the monster. Let's see, anything else?
My
You
dex goes up
increase your
by
dex.
2
All right,
for whatever that matters. I guess that would push my AC up 1.
it does.
That might help
Okay.
in a minute.
You all done?
Yeah.
All right, so you buff up everyone and debuff him. Laura, you see a big flashing magic me target on this thing. Exactly.
It's just the arrow.
Yes.
Whose turn is it now?
Daracost struggles in his servant's arms, but does little else.
Wait, it's my turn next, isn't it?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yes! Okay, hang on. Let me do a little math. I don't know if I have enough for another intensified bio. So that's going to be... No, I do. Okay. But do I want to do that? Or hang on, let me think about that for a second. You know what? I'm going to play it safe because he's got the Voln on. So instead of intensifying anything, I'm actually going to... Can I be flashy?
How so?
Well, I'm going to carve in ogre really quick with my finger a rune
All
of
right.
maximized fire 4,
Okay.
loser,
Okay.
and then as my second cast, maximize thunder 4. Screw you. So those are my 2 casts.
Okay.
Hang on, let me do the mana for that. So that's okay.
All your mana?
No, I actually still have some left. That's why I did it that way
Okay.
instead.
Okay.
I didn't front load. When the Voln is up, I can actually be a lot more mana efficient and still do tons of damage. So that's 2 cast actions, but I still have 2 move actions.
Yes.
Who is near this thing before I blow him up?
Well, you kept most of the servants back. It's really only you, to be honest.
Okay, so I can't decide if I want to put on shades as I'm walking away. Or, like, jump
Whatever
back
you do.
super... What?
Whatever you do, just don't look at the explosion.
Don't look
Yeah,
at
just
it.
like turn. You could do the classic turn around and snap, and he just explodes behind.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but at the same time, I like the idea of being action-y about it, and, like, shoving off him, and as I'm, like, falling back, I snap my finger and
Yeah.
set
So
off both
what you
rooms.
could do is so you can set these off as a reaction. That means you can do it outside of your turn order.
Okay.
Like, just wait for him to go. When he raises up to try and smack you, just explode him at that. When you're not even looking at him.
Okay, I like that. So, I turn around,
Yes.
and I'm like, getting anybody who happens to still be in range with I'm stretching my arms as wide as I can, just shoving them further away from him.
Sure.
And just shoving them forward. And then I'm going to end my turn facing away from him. And
Okay.
Reaction ready.
All right. Just for giggles, we're going to see what he would have rolled. So he raises his arms up to try and pound your head in the face like a watermelon.
Bam! But no,
And-
what would he hit? My AC is pathetic.
He
My
would have
AC is
definitely hit
12.
you, but both the fists comes down to hit you, but then he blows apart. Like, I know you're going to do enough damage.
I was going to say, I should be doing 96 damage right now.
Yeah, with the enfeeble, that does it. And he blows apart. The arms miss you because they're detached from him now. And they just go tumbling around. The entire staircase is just splattered with construct material.
It's such a shame Kaimota is, a Derikos, because I would just walk over and be like,
And your runes,
Up top.
the words linger in midair for a second before they fade out in the middle of him.
I walk over to the other Derikos and punch him in the face.
Okay.
You idiot! And then
Give me
I
some
punch him
damage.
again. I
Give
don't
me
want to
some damage.
okay, I don't really want to damage him, but
Dude, you're not going to take this guy down, don't worry.
okay, good. So first punch is going to be 9 plus 2, so 11,
All right.
and then 6.
Okay, so you punch him, and
You idiot.
it feels tough. It's like hitting like a really leathery, leather
So
hide.
that pisses me off. So the second time I put a little more of my shoulder into it. And that's
You punch him, and he's has this snarky almost look on his face now, and he says, "Good job, you've managed to take down one."
Hang on. I turn to Kaimota, and I just kind of give him like an eyebrows up, like, how you want to play this?
The servants have him, and they're awaiting your command, Kamatai.
I'm going to say out loud, because I know he doesn't give a damn, we need to get these people out of here. Before we become more of that. That I'm trying to appeal to his sense of survival, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, actually, Lord Kamatai, since you wrestled control from this guy, you would know that you are conducting this through that bell in the lower floor.
What?
That is, yes.
Okay.
Not the one that the dwarf is holding, but the larger one that
Yeah.
you saw.
Conducting like mental, I'll say telepathy.
I mean,
through the bell.
it's not quite telepathy. It's more like you are at the controls for these now, and you are
Okay.
pulling out this psionic signal to these people and since they're the servitor race, they're obviously linking up to it
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do.
to help to attend to
Oh,
their cost.
right. Hang on. I need to roll will save to resist that.
No, I purposely are not making you do it.
Okay. I rolled well.
I know. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I'm still eyebrows at Kamata.
There is some interference going on around here. Actually, Lord Kamatai would know why you don't have to roll to it.
I don't.
You can't make a connection with him because he's tainted by some sort of radiation.
I don't know what that could be.
He will be returned to the house from which he came for punishment.
Now, I want to phrase this very carefully, because I'm looking at Kaimota right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Derikos guy is like behind me and down, right?
Actually, you
Yes.
should be up here.
Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm way
you're
up
kind of
there.
going to tower over him unless you go way down.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. I need to phrase it. So I'm looking down, and I'm like, all right, that sounds good enough to me. And I just want to bring my elbow down on the guy's face without glancing at him or really even acknowledging him, just as kind of a, okay, that works for me. Kong!
All right, give me some more
trying to
damage.
knock him out.
No, I just hate him.
Oh, okay.
I keep rolling bonkers here. That's going to be 12.
Ow!
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's with my dice.
He's actually got some wounds showing on him
Punching
now.
this guy.
His face is beat up, and part of his modifications are kind of like peeling back a bit. You can see the desiccated Dericosti type flesh underneath.
Well, I'm still hasted for like one more round.
Yeah, so you can jackhammer him with your elbow if you want.
No. I'm going to do something much more useful. How many of these guys can I get in my arms at once?
The servants?
Yeah.
Well, you knocked out the Knoll, so he's not a problem.
Yeah, but I need to get them out of this place.
Well,
that's actually a good point.
If they latch onto you, then you could potentially carry them all for a little bit.
Okay, so I want... All aboard!
So they're waiting for Lord Kamatai's instruction.
Oh, fair enough.
I will address the elf. You will remain until the others... Wait, I don't know that the others are... Damn it!
I'm going to go grab them
that.
and pick them up, actually. That's my plan. I'm going to... Because I know I can carry 4 people, right? So I'm going to go pick up the 4.
Okay. So
I was just trying to get us a head start out. So you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go grab the others, and I'm saying that to Kamata with haste. I can probably make it in one round, basically.
Yeah.
Start pick up the other 4. All right, I'm ready.
Okay. He comes back like Speedy Gonzales with some knocked out individuals, one of them bleeding from his mouth.
He had an accident.
He fell down some stairs.
He fell down some stairs very, very hard. I still got mana, by the way. Just letting you know. That enfeeble was awesome. Anyways, I say
that
we
did do a lot of damage.
bail. I'm saying this in character. Bail.
Let us return to the Olthoi. We need to... Let's see. How would I word that? We need to report to our respective commanders.
Yes, we do. Oh, by the way... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And inform them of the abomination and the potential of others in this area.
Okay.
I want to... I must return to the Dericost, and I believe it would be appropriate for my brothers and I to return.
Okay. That's entirely reasonable to me. Okay. To the GM,
Yes.
is anything blocking my link to the network?
Your link to the network.
My Wi-Fi.
Oh. Let's see if this would be blocking it. No.
Just on the off chance that things go south in the next few minutes, I'm going to go and send like a really brief, like just like a quick paragraph of this is what's happening, this is what's happened. Rogue
Okay.
Dericost, abominations, very strong, civilians in danger, requesting conversion team immediately.
Okay. You get the response back. Message received. Okay.
Okay. I'm out!
All right. So you
Come.
go down there, go down the various sets of stairs, making sure to take the non-servant stairs.
Yes, very
The proper
important.
ones.
Very important.
The Dericost shuts up during all of this, although he has a little bit of a sneer on his face. He's dropped the pretense of, oh no, please don't kill me, that kind of stuff.
Hang on, I paused really quick.
Yes.
Alright, continue.
He takes more damage. And
Oh my god! I'm gonna stop rolling that dice.
he takes 12 more damage.
He takes 12 damage!
All
Same
right,
roll.
he's not looking too healthy now.
I just really don't like that guy. I'm not trying to kill him. I'm really not.
You said there was a bell in the area that...
Yeah, there was essentially a larger version on the floor right below his little throne room mockery.
Okay. Can I transport it? Is
I
it
probably
something
could.
that can be carried?
It could be, yes. You think that looking at it, this is probably what was carted out down in the floors below. So if you could get a hover sled, and actually one of the servants would be like, oh yeah, yes, there's one right over there. And they say they would be more more than happy to cart it out for you. Or Lord could carry it.
I'm busy.
Lord's carrying the civilians, so
Yeah.
That's true.
find the hover cart and bring this relic with us.
Yep, they snap on it. They go. One of them rushes in there. One of the other ones hands you your now shiny boots. He actually kept shining them while the battle was going and finished them for you.
They're wonderfully clean.
They are.
Yes, they are wonderfully clean, and they do a fairly decent job of getting the bell down into the cart. It's not incredibly pretty, but what can you expect from servitor races?
Honestly.
And they start carting it out along with you two.
As soon as I reach the Olthoi and the dwarf,
Mm-hmm.
I tell Tiplik, pick him up, we're going.
Well, you go over there, and they're sitting down there, very bored, playing some type of card game.
Pick him up, we're going.
And the dwarf snaps up and says, "What can I do for you, master?"
Pick him up, we're going!
Olthoi says, "Oh, that's interesting. He's never said that before."
Just...
And picks him up, and you all beat feet out of this place,
No, really! You don't
leaving the
understand.
rest of this place unexplored.
I know what's in the rest of this place, it's not pleasant. It's actually
Alright,
the Pit of
and-
Horrors Primus edition.
Yes. And since it is 10:15 already,
Yeah,
it went on for quite a while longer than I think we were planning.
it's okay though.
That was a
We'll
good
end
session,
there.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we managed to get out. These
Yes.
people, so just for some people and my viewers are probably like, what the hell, and maybe my people who are listening right now, my friends, are like, what the hell is a conversion team? It's kind of what it sounds like. Oh, excuse me. These people are about to have a few cybernetic implants added into them, in the hopes of, and it's not as insidious thing though. Legitimately, these are civilians. There's one thing you guys never found out about this. The Viosians are actually pretty pro-civilian. So they're going to be implanted with things, if necessary, to break any mind control effects that are still on them, in the hopes of, or it may not be necessary. I don't actually know.
Well, we can do a quick after session because you'll find out about this kind of stuff. Because obviously, the people that you're bringing this to will be able to turn, unless you just like go straight to their cost.
We can go straight
got
to
this
the-
stuff.
Hey, we got this stuff
It's up to you. Who do you want to take this to first,
first.
if at all?
It's mine.
You
It's
find
a
out pretty
tis,
quickly,
actually.
just from Lord Kamatai's knowledge, that essentially the larger bell is the hub. That little one's an extender.
So I would not be passing on information that relates to the psionic use of these items.
Okay.
These are simply relics from a time long ago, and our ancients are researching items from before. What's the
year zero?
term? Before, yeah, but what is the term of year zero?
I actually have always just referred to it as year zero.
Okay.
Like, even as a concept, that's when our history began, basically.
I just find it odd that those that were there before don't have a term for what caused.
Oh, you're talking about the Cataclysm.
So it is the Cataclysm?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, okay.
I thought you meant that from another perspective. I'm sorry.
So Cataclysm is a common term for year zero.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, our ancient research items from before the Cataclysm, and this kind of relic is something that they would be interested in.
Of course. That sounds excellent to me. I trust you, my good friend.
Should I roll deception?
Depends
I'm
if
not.
it's blind or not.
I'm not.
Okay.
I will
All right.
say I'm going to get these people the help they need, which is obviously not a lie.
Yes. And Lord Kamitai, you'll know whether or not this is actually knowledge that's going to leak out from you. That once they leave the affecting field of these things, they'll effectively return back to what they were.
I have
Well,
Not
not
surprising, yeah.
So I'm just like, I gotta help these people.
But we'll leave Mr. Derricost's background and stuff up to if we do this in the future.
So, are you, just for the sake of the GM, because I could do some stuff with that, are you sending him back to Waiju?
The Derricost?
Yeah, the dude whose name I don't even remember. Lord Felicien Flamflu.
Estelar Rivian Methalid.
I am not
So-
going to remember that. Here, you know what? Hang on. I have a
I wrote it
thing
down.
called names. Where is it? I refer it. But are you sending him back to Waiju?
He is going back to his original house for punishment, which will likely be death.
Oh no, they got much worse than death planned for him.
Oh, good. Yeah. Creating a new house, telling me some lie about, being contacted by someone who still has psionic abilities, and just everything that he's done, he has to be accountable to his house.
Yeah.
All right.
Oops, right. I don't need to save. It's Google Docs.
Yes. It is done, and I guess Laura will do whatever he wishes to do with these things.
Oh, did we level?
Yes, I would say that is enough for level 5.
Woo!
Yay.
I don't remember what I get at level 5, but woo! Hang on, I'm gonna look really quick. What do I get at level 5? At level 5, I get nothing. Damn it.
What?
Nothing. I get
Who designed
HP.
this game?
I get HP and another...
It's the 3.5 thing. Wait, actually, you
20.
literally get nothing.
I get another 20 MP. So that's not...
That's useful. I suppose.
that's
It's
another-
not as exciting as getting a bump to something else, though.
I know, it isn't. I've actually really been thinking about doing a full repass. The only thing that's been stopping me is time. I'm so damn busy all the time. I
I
haven't
mean,
even had
it's
time
going to require essentially a revamp of every single class.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. So, I can wait. I love building games, but it can wait. So if I'm to, for our viewers at home, hope you've enjoyed the fourth Improv Theater.
Well, this is my second, so...
So yeah, third.
Third.
Yes, it's third. Whatever.
Well, this is third, second, but there's been 3, so this is the third technically for you two.
Who's on first?
I don't know.